This game was played between Mikhail Tal and Alexander Tolush in the year 1956. This game features sharp tactics, sacrifices, and dynamic play from both sides. E4 c5. This is the starting position of the Sicilian defense, a popular choice for black. By advancing the pawn to c5, black aims to control the central squares and create imbalances. Knight f3, d6. White develops the knight to f6, preparing to control the e5 square. d4, c takes d4. Black captures the central pawn on d4, creating a doubled pawn on d5. Knight d4, knight f6. Black develops the knight to f6, attacking the e4 pawn. Knight c3, a6. The Najdorf variation. Black may be preparing to expand on queenside with b5. The Najdorf variation is known for its complexity and rich possibilities. Bishop g5, e6. White pins the knight on f6, putting pressure on black's position. f4, queen b6. Black attacks the b2 pawn and pins the knight on d4. This move is characteristic of Najdorf variation. Queen d2, queen d2. Black captures the b2 pawn and attacks the rook. Rook b1, queen a3. Black retreats the queen to a3, maintaining the pressure on a2 pawn. e5, d takes e5. Black captures the e5 pawn. F takes e5. Knight d7. White recaptures the pawn and attacks the knight. Knight jumps to d7 to attack the e5 pawn. Knight e4, queen a2. Knight jumps to e4. Black captures the protected a2 pawn and attacks the rook. Rook b3, queen a1. Black's queen comes to a1 with a check. King f2, queen a4. White king moves to f2, escaping the attack. Bishop b5, a takes b5. White sacrifices the bishop on b5. Knight b5, f6. White's knight jumps to b5, threatens to fork the black king and rook in the next move. Black attacks the bishop and e5 pawn. E takes f6, g takes f6. Black recaptures the pawn on f6, again attacking the bishop. The white knight is also under attack. Rook e1, Rook a6. White's rook moved to a6 ignores the attack towards bishop. Rook moved to a6 to provide a protection to e6 pawn. Bishop f6. Knight f6. Black captures the bishop on f6, breaking the attack towards rook. The white knight is under attack. Knight f6. King f7. White captures the knight with knight and delivering a check. Black's king moved to f7, escaping the checks. Rook f3. Queen h4. White's rook moves to f3. Pin the king. Queen h4 check. King f1. e5. King moves to f1 to escape the attack. Instead, king move to g1 was the better move to protect the h2 pawn. Queen d5. Bishop e6. White's queen moved to d5 with a check. Bishop blocks the check. Knight d7. King g6. White's knight jumps to d7, creating a discovered check. King moves to g6. Knight e5. King g7. White's knight captures the pawn on e5 with another check. King moves to g7. Rook g3. Queen g3. Rook comes to g3 for another check. Black's queen captures the rook on g3. Queen b7. Knight d7. Queen b7 check, and knight blocks the check. H takes g3. Rook b6. Black's queen is captured. Black rook attack the queen. Queen c7. Bishop c4. White's queen retreats to c7. Black knight is under attack. Knight d7. Bishop c4. White's knight captures the black knight, creating a pin. Bishop comes to c4 for a check. Rook e2. White's rook moved to e2, defending the check. Black resigned in this position, and Tal won the game.